Across the mountains and the river valley as a cold front has moved in from the north. It's sitting over us and it's sparking several rounds for showers and thunderstorms. A lot of them have turned severe. At this moment, we've got 4 severe storms, but we've got numerous storms in between as well. The big reason why they're severe is that there's so much cold air. Hail is very easily able to form. And so we've got some hailstorms. We've had a lot of hail fall on the south side of Fort Smith, right over Rye Hill, south towards Greenwood. We've had some hail pushing near the Ozark area. And then we also have some hail cores back west towards Lake Eufaula, and then just leaving the Lake Tenkiller area, pressing into Adair County, another hailstorm. We'll zoom in a little bit closer. We want to give you a quick update on what's going on in general. There's just a lot of thunderstorms bubbling up, but they're not hitting everyone. For example, in Poto, we've had some storms kind of form over us, but then move pretty quickly towards Greenwood. You head to Boonville, we've been mainly dry, but we've got some storms back off towards the west. Paris, we've been dancing around some storms. Clarksville, we've got a good storm that's going to be clipping us here any moment now. Most of the weather's back off towards the north and west and the Strawberry Bluffs. This is a severe thunderstorm warning that includes mainly the mountains of Franklin County, especially northeastern Franklin County and northern Johnson County. And then Fort Smith, we are included in a severe thunderstorm warning as we've got these storms that are right over Fort Chaffee and Chaffee Crossing, Barling, Kibler. These are moving eastbound very slowly. A lot of these are only moving about 15 miles per hour towards the east. And you head back west, still some lightning strikes, but just a lot of heavy rain and some tiny hail probably likely in some of these storms that are crossing the Arkansas River there towards the Kerr Reservoir Dam and back west into South, Vian, Webbers Falls. And we've got another severe thunderstorm warning back west along I-40. I want to show you some of the hail cores that we have at this moment. This is a loop over the past 30 minutes. We had a good pocket of hail there right over Fort Chaffee. You can see the base with the brown colors there on the map. We've got a good hail core developing right there east of Callington. This is right there on 59 as you're trying to cross in from Sequoia County to LaFleur County by the Kerr Reservoir Dam. We've got another one of those hail cores that looks like it's pretty much dissipated. This severe thunderstorm morning, as long as the storm continues to fizzle out, this one that's just skimmed the northern shores of Lake Tenkiller, head into the Adair County. We'll see if this one's expired. We've got that hail core along I-40. Generally, over time, we should see hail cores to start to dissolve a little bit. We're losing some heat. That is some good news as these storms have been just really flaring up. Northwest Arkansas, we haven't had anything. We've got clear skies, but in the river valley, it's been numerous storms here and there. While some of us are still waiting for some rain, but some of us have definitely got dumped on. Right over Batson, we've got that hail core. That came in from Watalula in parts of Franklin County. This one started right there near Mulberry in the bottoms of the Arkansas River, headed north and east. Right now, Clarksville, we should be fine from some of the hail, but we've got rain coming in from the west. The hail core should be staying right there in the fringe of the Boston Mountains, getting close to the Strawberry Bluffs. Back west, we've got that hail core that's right along the Arkansas River. This one's moving north right now. Could have about up to quarter-sized hail with this storm. This is moving north towards Muldrow and Roland here within the next 20 to 30, probably closer to 30 minutes or so from Muldrow and Roland. Look out for that storm. We've got some smaller hail back off towards the west, but these cores are starting to already die off a little bit. This is what the radar looks like. So you may not, we were just showing hail at that moment, but otherwise there's a lot of rain coming into Sequoia County. Most of us starting to get rain now. Brushy, we're next. We've got rain off towards the west. Bellefonte, the rain's coming in around us. Fort Smith, we've got some of that rain too. I want to show you what it looks like from some of these cameras. Every once in a while you see those lightning flashes. This is a live look from Bacola, and you're looking towards Fort Smith where we have that severe thunderstorm warning. Bacola, we're not in a severe thunderstorm warning right now, but we do have the rain in and around us. It's loud. We've got some thunder and lightning out there. Live look outside in Ozark and a live look outside in Fort Smith. This is down Rogers Avenue. You see all that water that's been piling up there right along Rogers Avenue. Lots of lightning off in the distance as you're looking pretty much directly south, but it is very bright and it's been loud in and around Fort Smith and Van Buren. We need this rain, but boy, it's coming down in buckets. This is a closer look at some of the temperatures. I know we just did a quick flyby, but we've got generally 70s with clear skies in northwest Arkansas because that front's sitting right here. It's sitting right over the mountains. You got that north wind right through Fayetteville, West Fork, Greenland, and Farmington, and then it meets the front over the mountains. While over the mountains, we've got this south wind that's coming in over the river valley. They all meet, and this firing zone setting up right along the Arkansas River, right along I-40, and we continue to get those storms. So we've got some 70s where we haven't had as much rain, but now down to the 60s in Fort Smith as it continues to fall. And we've been looking at dew points, which is that humidity And we'll start dropping off some of the humidity values. Once you get closer to about 58, you can start to produce some of those storms. So we just barely made it. But once we start cooling things down, a lot of these storms should start to dissolve a little bit, but still probably continue to rain. But the hail threat should start to go down, and eventually the wind threat will also go down too. So we'll just be talking about, thunderstorms just producing a lot of rain and a little bit of wind here, a little bit of hail there, and most of the hail will be on the smaller size. But some of these hail cores that we've had have up to inch-sized hail. That's about a quarter-sized hail, and sometimes even just a little bit bigger than that. You can get close to golf ball-sized hail. But the biggest threats for storms will be in the river valley, just where we have the warmest, juiciest air right now for those thunderstorms to fire off of. That front is right here on the boundary between level 1 and level 2. Level 2 is where we have the best storm chance, and that's where they continue to form right now. And when we look throughout the rest of this evening's forecast and throughout the rest of the weekend, as we're getting these hailstorms, eventually they're starting to collide into one another. And as they do that, they'll start to weaken a little bit. You kind of disrupt them, and we'll probably just get scattered heavy rain at times, thunder and lightning throughout the overnight hours. But the severe threat should start to calm off just a little bit as we head towards midnight. Tomorrow morning, waking up and headed out the door, maybe you're headed to breakfast with your family, maybe you're headed to a service. There could still be some scattered showers, but we should start kicking everything out. But boy, I tell you what, that northwest wind's really going to be coming in and cooling us down. I want to show you once again another look at some of the radar and hail cores that we have at this moment. We've got a new severe thunderstorm warning, though, for Fort Smith. This does include the Spiro area and headed north into Fort Smith and Van Buren. Here's a closer look. This storm that's really starting to beef up right where you have where you're crossing the Kerr Dam. A lot of lightning. Most likely a hail core. I'll show you the hail cores in just a second, but this thunderstorm is moving north and east towards Fort Smith and Van Buren, where we've already had a lot of rain. We've had a lot of hail there on the south side of the storm too, but it continues to rain out as we press eastbound. We're going to help join a couple other folks to our live stream right now. We're going to send a push alert. If you have the 5 News app, you're going to get an alert here in just a second. But otherwise, let us know what you've picked up so far today. We've got some hail pictures. They're pretty impressive. We're going to send those out later tonight when we have our 5 News at 10. But boy, it is a loud evening across the river valley. We finally brought in a little bit more moisture, and now we're starting to use some of that. We've got lots of lightning there in eastern Sebastian County. These storms are slowly moving eastbound into Charleston and Boonville. Be on the lookout. We've got some heavy rain coming in towards us. I'm going to go ahead and look at the hail core for just a second as we watch these things press eastbound. That's been mainly the primary threat so far this evening, has been the hail itself. Some of these have produced some winds, 40, maybe even up to 50 miles per hour, but a lot of times it's the hail cores that continue to kind of batter us in the river valley. Turn on these hail cores. Let's pull this up. All right, so you're looking at hail. We do have some of that hail that we had earlier today. I'm going to take off the previous hail. We're just going to do the hail that we've had so far and what we've had at this moment. Let me do the last 30 minutes. Here's a loop. So we got that new severe thunderstorm warning thanks to that hail core that's really started to blossom there in northern LaFleur County. This is over Spiro, but it's headed north and east. This should try to avoid us mainly in Pensacola. This thing is headed right towards Muldrow and Roland. If you guys are in the Muldrow, Roland area, you're going to be watching for this hail, especially east side of Muldrow. This is probably going to go closer to Roland itself and then getting close to Dora here in the next 30 minutes or so. But hail core just crossing the Arkansas River right now. We've been watching a couple other flare-ups with some of these hail cores back farther south. The one that triggered the warning in northern Sebastian County right over Fort Chaffee has really weakened. And now we still have a little bit of small hail there right along the Arkansas River bottom. But farther south towards Greenwood, a new hail core is now flared up. This one may need a severe thunderstorm warning as it continues to press eastbound. Here's a wide view across the river valley. Still, we've got, looks like 6 severe thunderstorm warnings generally across the Arkansas River Valley in Arkansas and Oklahoma. But we've got strong thunderstorm there mainly in the Boston Mountains. We got rain coming into Clarksville, but the heaviest rain should stay just north towards the Strawberry Bluffs, there towards Batson. We've got some downpours in and around Paris and Subiaco, Scranton. Back west, lots of heavy rain, and you can look where the lightning is. A lot of times the lightning coordinates with the hail. We've got a good hail pocket there in southeastern Sebastian County. This is now leaving Greenwood, headed east towards Boonville. Boonville, be on the lookout. We've got a good hail core that's getting itself together and trying to head east into Logan County. In Fort Smith, we've got that good hail core that's right over Spiro, that's headed north and east to Roland and Muldrow. We'll see if that eventually teeters into the Fort Smith area, where we've had several rounds of rain already. Some good downpours, especially on the south side with some hail, and then over to Chaffee Crossing, we picked up a lot of hail too. I'm going to go to rainfall. Let's take a close look at what we picked up so far. This is just an estimation going off the radar. We'll eventually get more official reports coming up, but some of our locations, you know, anywhere you see some of that green, we've generally got about an inch, sometimes a little bit more. But there, right towards, let's see. There we go. Lost my mouse for a second. Maybe 2 inches. Getting close to 3. Let's zoom in just a touch. All right, we got hail that's been reported in this area too, so sometimes that kind of messes with your rainfall amount. But a lot of us picking up 1 inch of rain, and then maybe even up to 2 inches or so, and it's still raining. So a lot of good healthy rain coming into Sebastian County. This one near Lavaca and Bloomer. Barling, we picked up a lot of this heavy rain. Greenwood as well too. This is another look at some of our hail cores that are out there. Those are pressing eastbound right now. But hail core is there just outside of Fort Smith. This one's headed to Roland and Muldrow. And then we got another hail core there in eastern Sebastian County, another hail core in Franklin County. We'll continue to track these storms throughout the evening hours, but boy, it's loud across the river valley as storms continue to fire up. Our front itself has mainly cleared northwest Arkansas. But over time, we may notice a couple more showers develop in Oklahoma, and some of them may get into northwest. We've got one cell that's coming into Adair County. It's struggling a bit, though, because we're already a little bit cooler in Benton and Washington counties. But most of these storms should be firing along the front and towards the south, and that's what you see at this moment. Really hitting Fort Smith good in Van Buren. Van Buren, the rain's about to pick up for us, too. We've got another core there back west into Sequoia County that's headed towards Cedarville, Uniontown, and eventually Van Buren. More cells in Johnson County. Lots of heavy rain there in Sebastian County and northern LaFleur County, mainly staying north of Poto at the moment, but they just keep forming along I-40 and headed east right into Arkansas. We'll continue to keep you updated throughout the evening as hail cores go up and go down. They a lot of times form for about 5-10 minutes, and then they diminish and a new one pops up somewhere else, and they're going to be very sporadic. So just keep that in mind. If you haven't already, if you got room in the garage, just go ahead and bring the vehicle in. But a lot of lightning too with some of these hail cores. It's very easy to form that lightning when you've got a lot of hail, a lot of cold air coming with this storm. So we'll continue to watch. We'll keep you updated. Keep it here, keep it local. As always, we'll keep you advised.